Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Sean Cushney here, and I'm back with another video. The title of this video is Everybody's Scared of Everybody. Number one thing off the bat, with today's age, everybody is trying to learn something. You're going on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, maybe even Googling like how to be social, how to be outside, everything in that nature. And sometimes it just boils down to really that like that social anxiety. And I know I'm a big culprit of that. I know is for me it's like how I grew up, the way I grew up and everything like that. It just like I have like an introverted side to me more or less. Um, as a kid, I grew up in the suburbs and I enjoyed being outside. I loved being outside, but as I got older, the, well, I shouldn't even say as I got older. Really, what happened was that I had neighbors that were a bunch of followers, and with those followers, their actions, they they probably wasn't aware of their actions, and they wind up doing some racist activities to me, causing me to be in my house more, and just not being social as a kid. Um, Kind of enabled me as an adult to not really be as social as an adult. So my reality, like I as a child, I really enjoyed being outside and I love doing that. But like I said, my reality is that I'm really not that social. Like I can remember being a teenager going to parties in high school and stuff like that, and really being excited that I was invited to the party and stuff like that, but then being there and then going into the corner. I don't know if it's because of like there were traumas that I didn't really resolve, but in my mind, I already had it in my head that like I don't want to really interact with folk. I don't really want to put myself in a situation where I can be made fun of because I'm different, because I'm black or because I'm just into different things. Growing up in the suburbs for me, being one of the only black people around, I wasn't a gangster. I wasn't hood. And it was funny because there was a lot of white people that, they wanted to emulate that. Like I always have the running joke in my mind is like, I don't understand why you want to emulate that when your parents have money. Like there's this one guy that I remember, like when we were in, I want to say this is not high school, but this is like seventh or eighth grade. He got suspended for lighting this girl's hair on fire in science class, right? But now fast forward, we're graduated from high school, and he wound up getting this girl that was a little bit younger than him pregnant. And at the time, the neighbor that I had, uh, I don't know if he was picking up some weed from him or selling him some weed, something like that. But I wind up going to his house. And from going to his house, uh, he got both of his parents, he got pillars in front of his house. And like when we got there, his mom is watching his child, right? And he's chilling. He didn't go to work. I think, like I said, either my neighbor at the time was either selling him some weed or picking up some weed, but the guy was just there, and there's a lot of people like that. So like I'm not that type of person. Like my actual family, like my mother's side of the family, because if you don't know me, like hello, my name is Sean Cushney, and I appreciate you watching this video, but I don't know my father's side of the family. Yes, I have my father in my life, but he had some traumas and some experiences in his life that made him alienate me from his side of the family. So I have no idea that part of me, but that probably goes right back into, everybody being afraid of everybody and the social anxiety and stuff because I'm not being social as a child. So going back to this particular situation, the the person, right? This person that's, doing all this stuff, like I don't relate to him. Yeah, you might be, Spanish and you did this and did that and I'm black and you don't really I really don't talk, but because I'm black you think I might be into some hood shit or I might be trying to do like, some whatever like that's not who I am. Not who I am at all. I don't get down like that. I don't rock that way. And there's a lot of people that it didn't matter if they're a white or black, I mean white, Spanish, or there was a lot of people that just wanted to portray that character. And it's like, that's not who I am. So going like I said, granted, I like being invited to these parties and I like being a part of these things, but that doesn't mean that I want to associate myself with that. And that's something that I always beat myself up about because you know for me, having a black card was so important. Hold up, I'm out of focus right now. So let me get back into focus. Hold on, there we go. So having that black card was so important to me. Hold up. You know what? You don't need to follow me, camera. This is perfect. So that was very, very important. And I felt like every time I would, just be at these functions and stuff would just diminish that black card because, you guys want to talk about gangster shit and I really want to just talk about reading. I suck at reading. So I'm trying to really talk about what I'm into. Like I want to own a business. I want to or shit. Like I remember when I left my my hometown, went to a different town for my first college and I came back and I'm expressing different things that I experienced and even got to the point where I expressed it so much that people that wouldn't talk to me overheard and then they wind up trying to go to the school and and experience what I experienced. And I can't act like I didn't influence that, and they damn sure know that they wouldn't tell me that I influenced them, but I know that I influenced them. I know I did because you didn't know anything about that place until me. So that that's a real big thing. Like this social anxiety is huge, man. It's just like I know for me, like even to this day, I don't like ordering food. Like I don't like going to the drive-through. Like even today, I was getting my hair before I got my hair braided. You can kind of like see that real quick. Before I got my hair braided, my hairstylist asked me, "Hey, like I just ordered some Starbucks. Do you mind picking it up for me?" And before I'm just getting all these thoughts in my head, like, like do I don't even first and foremost, I don't even order Starbucks, so I have no idea how to order from Starbucks. I'm not that type of person, but there's just off the you know sheer thought of like, oh man, like I'm gonna have to get this stuff. You're putting me outside of my comfort zone because I don't order Starbucks. Like, and I don't want to go in there. I always and it's weird because in my mind, like I look good. I know I smell good. No, not like TMI. I know I'm being told I taste good, right? So like, but then like even on a other level, like I sound like I have a mind, like I have some sense to myself, right? So then I go up in there and I fumble by not knowing anything at all in Starbucks. I don't want to experience that, and that's right. That's racing through my mind that I have no idea how to order shit. But luckily, I didn't have to do any of that. It was a pickup, right? And when she was sent me what she ordered, I was like, oh great, I just need to pick it up. But like fast forwarding this, like when I got it, the it was an iced coffee and a muffin. The iced coffee was already like sweating, you know. So anybody with some sense, and clearly I don't have any, would I would have sat here and asked them to remake it, because that's, you don't want a iced coffee like sweating it. Like, you want a good chance to enjoy your iced coffee, right? But because of that social awkwardness, that social anxiety that I have, like, I don't even want to have a conversation that I don't need to have. And I think, like I said, I think that spirals, and that starts from childhood situations. Like I said, like for me, just the experiences that I had growing up, just being in that environment, being the only black person in the room, being the only black person in on the cul-de-sac, being bullied for just being black, not because of anything other than that. Or at least when I'm in elementary school, middle school, high school, if you wanted to bully me because I was a special ed student, I as this adult, I can understand that. But even with that didn't even happen. The last thing people were trying to do was bully me because of that. They're bullying me because I'm African American. And as I got older, being an African American was cool. You know why? Because hip hop. Because nowadays hip hop is like popular music. When I was a kid, you had NSYNC, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. You had fucking Linkin Park, Gorillaz, all that type of stuff that was popular. Pink, right? All that type of stuff was just popularized. And then you get into Eminem coming back in the scene, 50 Cent, and you're getting Kanye West, Jay-Z's retiring, right? Right. So now is that's starting to be popular, and then of course that's hip hop, black music. And now people are starting to get into it. Like when Lil Wayne made a Carter 3, like I could tell you every white person wanted to be Lil Wayne, man. Like, right? But at the same token, these white people are not around enough black people to know that, hey, not every black person is the stereotypical gangster. And now Lil Wayne is not even gangster. Lil Wayne is playing a character. Lil Wayne is just like wrestling. Is just like wrestling. Like that's why, like, I love wrestling as an adult, because it's a storytelling. It's storytelling. The Rock wasn't The Rock 24/7. As you know now, you can see him in different movies. The Rock is not always being The Rock. John Cena is now following in the same type of footsteps. John Cena is not always going to be John Cena in the movies that he's playing in. Same thing now with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. They're about to come out with the Street Fighter movie. They're not always going to be the same person that you see on TV is acting. It's a character. It's a role. And unfortunately, Little Wayne was a character. It's a role. Same thing as Drake. Same thing as 50 Cent. Same thing as Kendrick Lamar. Same thing as um shoot, let me just sit on Kendrick Lamar for a little bit. Kendrick Lamar, he had an album, what is it, Morale and the Steppers or something like that? Mr. Morale and the Steppers. He has a whole song. He's telling you, I'm not your savior. Future's not your savior. Like, he has the whole thing. He's not trying to be in your Black Lives Matter situation. He's not doing none of that. He's just making music. That's all he wants to do. Leave him out of your whatever the hell you got going on. Leave him out of that. He's not trying to do any of that. He what he's doing is making music, right? And I can respect that. That's fine. That is totally fine. That is 100% fine, right? But at the end of the day, if people get that like messed up, like they think like, boom, that the person that you see is what it is. It's not really the case. And that's the same thing about, you know, this social anxiety. People are so afraid of each other. They're afraid to be themselves. They're afraid to just be. And like I was that person. I was afraid just to, hey, I like Dragon Ball Z. I like Allen Iverson. I used to love playing Tony Hawk. I love skateboards. And it's like, yo, I can't just say that. Like, I can't just say that. I have to sit here and choose a side. Like, yo, uh, I only listen to Eminem, 50 Cent, and Kanye West. I don't know shit about Gorillas. I don't know a damn thing about Sum 41. I don't know who Korn is. I don't know anything about Linkin Park. I don't know that stuff. Granted, I can play the video game Tony Hawk, but can't sit here and talk to you about skateboarding because then I'll be a poser or something in that sort of sense, right? Like, but I think that really like stems your social anxiety because like you want to fit into this box and fitting into the box screws you over 100%. Just screws you over. And when you do things in that nature, that's what messes you up. That's what messes you up, y'all. But yeah, this I don't think this is the type of video where you can learn necessarily how to get over the social anxiety and stuff like that, but this starts the conversation. If you like videos that are like outside the box, you know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you follow me, subscribe and stuff, but just keep your, keep your antennas up because I'm not here to sit here and bore you with, BS. I want to drop some real conversations because it needs to be had. It needs to be had. I'm excited for the youth because the youth don't really have to experience all this because the internet brings a lot of people together more than what you think. And I'm here for that. So there's a lot of people that are my age that don't know themselves, right? And I feel like that's why you have a lot of young people that are becoming super successful at this because like they're discovering who they are in front of everybody. Meanwhile, you got people like my in my age group that is still afraid to tell you that yeah, they like multiple different things and they're still trying to put themselves in a box. Don't put yourself in a box. I don't care how old you are. Do not put yourself in a box. All right.